people know what, okay, put your hand up if you know what reading means. Reading, yeah. Act it out, you're reading. How would you act out reading?
Reading.
Yeah, how would you act it out? How would you like use your hands to show that you're reading? That's right, I think that's writing.
I know.
To see.
Yeah, to use your eyes to see, yeah?
Yeah.
And what do you read usually? What's this?
Oh.
Yeah, good, you didn't say butterfly. Okay, so comprehension means like to understand the article. So how we will learn reading comprehension today is we'll do some activities, and one of them is we will summarize each paragraph of the article, and then we will do a mind map. Have you guys done a mind map before? Yeah, like it's like a diagram. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what we will be doing today, because how I've modeled today's reading comprehension is based on the TOEIC exam. Who has heard of the TOEIC exam? Mm-hmm. Yep, the English proficiency exam. Yep, I've modeled it on that. And so our goal today is to try to see if we can complete a reading comprehension worksheet that's similar to the TOEIC exam. Okay, and do you know how many seconds per question you on average you get in a TOEIC exam? Does anyone take a guess?
Seconds.
How many seconds? Like so 1 minute is probably too long. So each on average you should take how many seconds per question in a TOEIC exam?
40.
So okay, well someone already knows. Yes, it's 45. Yeah, because it's 75 minutes for 100 questions. So it's approximately 40, or it's exactly 45 seconds per question. So that's what we'll aim for, but we don't have 100 questions, don't worry. We've only got 9 questions, and as long as we can finish that within 6 minutes and 45 seconds, it means you're probably at TOEIC level. So we'll try that today. Before we get started, I'll also give out these again. Okay, can you pass that back? Take one, pass it on. Okay, and take one, pass it on. Oh, okay, yes, please. Thank you, Eva. Yes, can you grab one for everyone as well? Okay, last time in the writing exercise, when I held up a word, when I held up a word and I said either a noun, an adjective, or a verb, you had to quickly write something down. So we'll do 3 of them first, and then afterwards, I'll tell you later. Okay. All right, so hold up one of these words, and then when I say noun, you have to write a noun related to this word, which I haven't shown you yet. Okay. All right. But I still remember what you guys wrote last time, so don't give me the same things. Okay. All right. Okay. This word, noun. Give me a noun related to this word. And if you're not sure of the meaning, that's okay. Okay, since you've already finished, can you quickly give June the definition of this word?
Maybe something you have to treat it very carefully.
So I have to use that.
Yeah, write a noun.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You got the hang of it. Okay, food, yep. Okay, we're waiting for Andy. That's what you wrote last time. That's what I was telling you. I was like, don't give me the same answer as last time.
I have no idea.
And she also wrote last, but because she wasn't here last time.
Oh.
So that's why she can write last. I have a good memory. And even if I don't, I have to tell you I do. But I do. Okay.
I need to think of this.
Need to think of something else? Okay. I'll go to the next one. And then, okay, the next one you have to think of 2 words.
Okay.
Okay, alright. Okay. Okay. The same word, verb. Verb, yeah, an action. A doing word. What is a doing word in action related to this particular word? Delicate. Okay, okay.
Just the words of the sentence.
A word first, just write one word, it's fine. Is this just a warm-up? Yeah. Okay, while you're thinking, okay, Eva, what word do you have? What verb do you have related to delicate?
Hand making.
Oh, hand making, good. Can you make a quick sentence with like hand making and delicate? Okay, you think, okay, that's what people to share. So everyone has to make a quick sentence with their verb and this particular word, okay? You don't have to write it down, you just say it. Okay, Andy, choose one of your words. What do you have?
Treat and care.
Treat and care. Okay, cool. Make a sentence with one of those words, or both if you want, plus delicate.
You have to treat it carefully. And that thing is delicate.
Say that again, sorry? You have to...
You have to treat it carefully.
Mhm.
It is delicate.
Oh, good, yes. And if you're talking to somebody, you have to treat this carefully because it is delicate. Okay.
I make a delicate food.
I made some delicate food, yes. Mm-hmm. Like maybe it's like, I'll give you an example of delicate food.
A cookie?
A cookie, okay, a cookie is, yeah, a cookie can be delicate, but I would say like even more delicate is maybe like a French dessert.
Wedding cake.
Sorry? Or a wedding cake, yes. Something that's even, because like a cookie, actually in English, sometimes when we think someone is very brave or tough, we say, you're a tough cookie. So maybe not so delicate. Okay, and hand making. What type of sentence can you make with hand making and delicate?
Hand making should be dedicated.
Oh, okay, yes, like anything you handmade should be delicate, yes. Okay, do you want to try one?
For me, how to spell that?
Oh, what's pronounce it?
Throwing.
Sorry?
Throw.
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 Draw. D-R-A-W.
Should I?
Yeah. And then give me a quick sentence.
Throw.
It's a very suitable verb. Draw is a very suitable word for delicate, especially if you're sketching. So what type of lines will the sketch lines be?
Make a sentence.
Yeah, make a sentence, yes.
When I draw a picture, I will very delicate.
Oh, you'll be very delicate. Okay, the reason why I said drawing and delicate is very suitable is because if you sketch, like with a pencil, when you do sketching, like the lines are usually very delicate. So you can describe delicate in drawing like this. Okay, alright, last one. Last one before we move on to sentences. Okay. I'm having fun choosing. Okay. Diplomacy, adjective. This time an adjective. So we know what diplomacy means, but it might not be a positive interaction. So that will give you more possibilities.
What is this?
Oh, diplomacy? Okay, diplomacy. Yvonne, do you want to try give John a simple definition?
Two countries relationship, and we try two countries try to interact with each other.
Very good. That's exactly what it is. So it's the relationship or the interaction between two countries. So it's a political word. Sometimes it can be between two people as well. For example, if I diplomacy. So, okay, diplomacy would, if you are diplomatic, if you want to maintain good diplomacy, you also need to have good social intelligence. Yeah,
So,
but usually between two countries, not necessarily only people. Yeah, so an adjective.
so it's like I need to check with someone.
And to establish diplomacy, yes. To make diplomacy
To
happen, yeah. I'll give you an example, the diplomacy between America and the Middle East is not good because they are fighting over oil. Okay, the diplomacy between Australia and New Zealand is quite good because they have similar cultures.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so an adjective. I think that's a noun. Depending on the situation. It depends on how you apply it in the sentence. Okay, but an adjective, okay. Alright, so Yvonne, this time we'll start with you. So excellent.
Excellent diplomacy.
Okay, excellent diplomacy, okay. And what's an example of excellent diplomacy? What type of interactions can make excellent diplomacy?
To make a peace work.
To make peace?
Maybe two countries don't fight and let them be in peace.
Okay, if they're at peace, then they have excellent diplomacy. Yes. Okay. All right. Yes.
Nervous.
Nervous. Okay. Tell me more about.
The diplomacy between China and Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous.
Is nervous? Okay. Okay. You have a sore throat again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try not to get you to talk too much, and I'll try to repeat everything you say louder. Okay. So the diplomacy between Taiwan and China is a nervous situation. Very good. That's also a good example. Okay.
Stable. Stable diplomacy.
And what's an example?
Two countries should have stable diplomacy, and it can make everything wonderful.
Okay, yeah, make everything wonderful. Okay. Yes. Also, if I have ice cream, everything will be wonderful. Okay. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So, peaceful. Okay, so how will you achieve peaceful diplomacy?
I hope all of the countries are peaceful.
Oh, you heard all of the
peaceful
diplomacy.
diplomacy.
Okay, you heard all of the countries have peaceful diplomacy. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, I'm just gonna do one last one, but this time I'm gonna choose two words. Because this is a warm-up This is a warm-up activity. Because we've already gone through this vocabulary quite a few times before you came today. So I'm just warming up that way you can get yourself familiarized with these words more easily. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just choose two words and you can write it down if you want, but if you already know it in your head, then you can just say it. Okay, and you have to make a sentence with the two words inside. Okay. Alright, just any two words. What have we got here? Culinary and broth. I think we had this combination last time as well. Okay. Do you know what broth means? Broth is a type of clear soup. It's usually like a base for other recipes. Like it's, for example, like if I have a vegetable broth, I can make vegetable noodle soup. Or I can make what do vegetarians eat? Or I can make like a
hot pot.
oh yeah, well you can make hot pot with vegetable broth. Yes, that's correct. But like it's like the soup, the base of a soup. Yes. Okay, and culinary is an adjective. It means anything related to cooking.
Huh?
Anything related to cooking. Cooking and food. This is an adjective. So like a culinary book, usually it can mean like a recipe book, or it can also mean like a book about like a type of food. Maybe like it's a book about pizza, or like a book about fried rice. Culinary book, yeah. Or you can say like a culinary profession. So maybe he's a chef. Maybe she's like a baker. Culinary. Take your time, it's okay. Have you finished it up? Okay, can you hold it up and have a look? Yes, and that's similar to the sentence you had last time about instant noodles. I remember these things, okay? Okay, can you be more specific about make what type of food? Yeah. The sentence makes sense, but be more specific. Okay, I'll read those out for you. Okay, because you have a sore throat. She is good at cooking broth because her culinary skill is good. Yes, very good. So culinary skill is like cooking skills. I think you and Eva are both hungry for beef noodles. Like. Yeah, good. Okay, a culinary. Okay, can you say those out loud? Culinary and broth.
Culinary book will teach you how to use the broth to make a beef noodle.
Yes, very good. To make beef noodles, because if it's just make a beef noodle, it's like it's just like one noodle. Maybe it's a really good noodle, but if you want a whole bowl, just you don't need a, because you've already got S, right? You've already got plural. Yeah. Okay, very good. Okay. The beef broth. Oh, sorry, Eva. Yeah.
And the beef broth, which is famous, culinary book teaches delicious.
Okay, yes, okay, you guys have the same book, obviously. Okay. Yeah, take your time, it's okay. Okay, I'll give for the people who finished, so just do the first one, it's okay. I'll give you guys a challenge. Okay, so the first two words was culinary and broth, right? Now I'm going to choose one of the words from here. I don't know which one is which. Okay, broth, okay. And I'm going to choose the word from here. Diplomacy. Now you have to, using the first sentence you wrote, connect that sentence with this word in another sentence. So your two culinary books, link it to diplomacy in the next sentence. And her good culinary skills with the broth, link it to diplomacy in the next sentence. Okay, so yeah, you guys take on your, okay, alright, you can present it to the, yeah, okay. Read it out loud.
He's writes a culinary book about
broth. Okay, yes, he is a waiter who wrote a culinary book about broth. Oh, good, wow. He's just from observing, like, he wrote a book. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, now you can also take on the challenge of connect that sentence with the next word, diplomacy. Why I'm getting you guys to connect the sentences is usually because in a reading comprehension, like in an article, like in these articles that I've given you, usually all the paragraphs are linked together. So like the ideas are connected. So I'm getting you to practice connecting the ideas, because in the reading, if you connect all the ideas, you can remember the content more clearly. So when you come to answer the questions within like a time frame, like if you're given only like a certain amount of time, you can remember things more clearly. Yeah, so I'm trying to get you guys to practice making linkages in your head. And I know this is like really random, but try it. Like this is difficult, I know. Even I'm like, hopefully I can. Actually, I've already got. Yeah. I know it's not easy, but give it a go.
Can I drink that? All about it.
Yeah, sure. Let me know if you have any questions while you're reading as well. All good? Spread that. Who's finished reading? Okay. Would you guys like to read it together or just finish reading by yourself? Not everyone's finished. Okay. I'll read it once out loud for everyone. Okay. All right. I'll put on my best reading voice. Okay. So we'll start from the beginning. Dumpling diplomacy. Ding Tai Fung puts Taiwan on the culinary map. Let's talk about some unique tastes Taiwan has brought to the world. I'm standing outside of the Ding Tai Fung restaurant, one of the most popular dumpling restaurants in Taiwan. Its dumpling became an international success pretty much by accident. In Chinese, they call them xiaolongba, delicate steamed dumplings filled with pork and broth. Taiwanese restaurant chain Ding Tai Fung has turned the art of making these little dumplings into the key ingredient for international success. Ding Tai Fung never intended to be a restaurant. 40 years ago, owner Chihua Yang's father originally sold vegetable oil and started selling dumplings as a way to make extra money. The dumplings became more popular than the oil. Now there are 71 restaurants across the United States, Asia, and Australia. I think it's the taste which makes Din Tai Fung different from others, Yang says. So who's Yang? Currently, who's Yang? Who's Yang? Sorry? Very good, yes, he's the owner. Okay. So it's not just some random person called Yang, it's, yeah. His name is mentioned at the top. He also credits the chain's commitment to service with chefs and waiters from Taiwan sent regularly to other locations. There are so many dumplings and noodle shops in Asia. So what makes this particular chain a runaway success? The customers say consistency. So at the top it says unidentified male customer. So some random male customer. I've been coming here for a couple of years. It's excellent every time. Okay, and then there's another identified male customer. All of my friends, whenever they go to Sydney, they all go to Din Tai Fung. That was my best male voice. Sorry. Okay, so back to the author. Each restaurant features an open kitchen where you can catch the chefs, where you can watch the chefs prepare their trademark dumplings, and a relatively simple menu that varies little country to country. Another trademark of the award-winning restaurant, the lines. Here in Hong Kong, there are 2 locations, and the wait for a table can be as long as 2 hours. Now, Din Tai Fung saw a big boost in business ever since they got their Michelin star. Both Hong Kong locations now have a single star in the French Restaurant Guide, a rare honor for restaurants that are part of a large chain. Of course, having a Michelin star is the pride of a brand, says Yang. But now we feel much more pressure to make things the best. The humble dumpling has already proven it can impress the toughest critics, as Din Tai Fung continues to expand beyond its Asian roots. Okay, so do we need more time to read through it ourselves, or is that okay for now? Okay, who wants more time to read? Just put your hand, that's fine. Okay, are we ready to summarize the paragraphs together? Okay, so there are many tactics, there are many strategies for remembering where things are on an article. Obviously, so what we're going to do is we're going to summarize each of these paragraphs, and what we're going to do is what we did similarly before. So you know how we just had broth and culinary and broth. And then I asked you guys to write a sentence about culinary and broth, and I asked you guys to connect the last word broth and diplomacy. So we're actually going to use this strategy to summarize these sentences. So let's summarize the first sentence together, and then we'll go from there. Okay, who wants to have a go at summarizing the first paragraph? Let's talk about some of the unique tastes Taiwan has brought to the world. One of the most popular dumpling restaurants in Taiwan, its dumpling became an international success pretty much by accident. So what do you think is like the key concept in this particular paragraph? And since we're trying to link the sentences together, you can also have a quick read of the next paragraph. So in a TOEIC exam, you can't write on your sheet, and you also don't have another sheet of paper to write on. But if you can practice this strategy enough times, you can actually use it in the exam. So not writing it, but writing it helps you to develop the skill. But so we're understanding how the process works today. But I don't expect you guys to like automatically remember everything today. It's just the process of it. Okay. So what's the key concept in the first paragraph? What are some keywords?
Popular dumpling restaurant.
Popular dumpling restaurant. Yes, that's one of the key concepts. And what else?
By accident.
By accident. Oh, okay. That's like an interesting point, but it might not be like the main focus of this paragraph.
International.
Yes, international, because it's also reflected in the title. So dumpling diplomacy. So actually, even the title is linked to the paragraphs. So dumpling diplomacy. Diplomacy means between different countries. So we have dumpling. What did you say? You said
Popular dumpling restaurant.
yes, popular dumpling restaurant and international, because diplomacy links with international, and then popular dumpling restaurant. Yes. Okay. So how do we put international and popular dumpling restaurant into a sentence? How do we put that into a sentence? Popular dumpling restaurant and international.
International popular dumpling restaurant. It is okay.
Okay, alright. Okay, we can add keywords as well. I'll give you the first example. So we'll just write Ting-ya DTF for short. DTF is an international popular dumpling restaurant. Okay. Now what's the next paragraph?
Which one is the convention of the paragraph? This paragraph.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Trademark.
Trademark, yes, let's have a look. Okay, yes, good. Okay, so here we have, so in paragraph 4, sorry. Okay, yes, so in paragraph 4 we have consistency, which is what everyone said earlier, and trademark. So now number 5, paragraph number 5, each restaurant features an open kitchen. So that's also a trademark. And then another trademark of the award-winning restaurant are the lines. So the first trademark is open kitchen. And what's the second trademark?
The lines.
Yes. So it all goes together. The lines. Okay, and in that paragraph, what's the concept that links up to the next paragraph? What's the second concept that links to the next paragraph?
Mission stuff.
Yes. Okay. You guys are getting the hang of this. Okay. So paragraph 6, both Hong Kong locations now have a single star in the French restaurant guide. What would we say is the two keywords? So number 1's quite easy because it links to the second word of the previous paragraph.
Owner.
Yes, right, honor. Okay. So the first word would be before honor.
Single stop.
Okay, yeah, good. Single star, yeah, because they just got one. So it's good. Even though single star means Michelin star, but it gives more detail. So we're trying to connect linkages, but we're also trying to find detail in the linkages. So good. Okay. So single star, and then what's the second one?
Owner.
Honor. Yes. Okay. And why? Why did you choose honor, Eva? How does that relate to paragraph number 7? So paragraph. Okay, yes, so paragraph 7.
Pride.
Yes, pride. Okay.
Yes.
Of course, having a Michelin star is the pride of the brand, says Yang. Okay, good.
And just
So-
make things the best.
So right, brand pride. And what do you think the second word is, Ivan? It sounds like you've got an idea.
Pressure.
Yeah, pressure and like pressure to make things best. But why do you think it's pressure?
He say he can impress the toughest critics. We can know that they get many critics from other people.
Okay, so because in the last paragraph they have like the toughest critics, right? So that's why they have pressure. Very good. Pressure. Okay, and believe it or not, usually in the last paragraph, so each paragraph usually has 2 keywords, right? And they all link to each other. And can you believe it or not, the last word, the last key concept of the last paragraph will actually relate back to the start. Do you think it will relate back to, okay, do you think it will relate back to the title or link back to the first paragraph? Have a look. I'll just write down what everyone said. Toughest critics. Tough critics.
Asia's roots.
Yes, but what's the keyword before it?
International.
Yes, expand before beyond its Asian roots, which links back to the beginning where how.
Net.
Have a look at the title. Keywords, like the vocabulary.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy, yes. So expand beyond its Asian roots. So expand to the world. So to showcase to the world a type of diplomacy, international. Okay? Cool. Wow, you guys, okay, at the start, I have to say, at the start I was actually a bit worried that you guys were like, what? But it sounds like you guys know what's happening. Okay, so tough critics, expand. I'll just write expand beyond itself, expand beyond. And then it actually, see, expand beyond, and then see, it actually links back to international. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know it's like difficult to remember all of this right now, but in doing this exercise, when you try to do this mental exercise, the next time you read an article or read like these short business articles, it really helps you remember where things are a lot better. I've actually prepared another article later which you guys can try. But so we'll just I'll ask you guys some key questions, and after I ask you guys the key questions, I'll give you a bit of time to try and answer these questions yourself. And then later, I'll give you another reading, and you guys can do this exercise mentally, or if you want to write it down, you can, and then answer the question separately. Okay. Okay, you guys ask me first. What questions do you have about? What questions do you guys have about this exercise? Is this clear or? Okay. If even better, if in the future you have time to fill in the little details in between. So for example, so it's a dumpling. The dumpling is the key concept here, dumpling restaurant, and the dumpling is what makes them successful, what makes them international success. If you can fill in details like, who remembers what, were they always selling dumplings? Do you remember? What did they sell before they sold dumplings?
Vegetable.
Oh yes, okay, good. If you can like fill in these little details in between like all the linkages, then it'll help you remember things a little more easily. Okay. Okay, I think if I keep asking you guys key questions, I'm asking you like you will already know the answers. So no further questions? If there's no further questions, you guys want to have a go at So after I hand it out, don't open it yet, because I want to try to see if you guys can all finish it within 6 minutes and 45 seconds, as per the, because there's only 9 questions. Yeah. So take one pass along, but don't open it yet. I'll time you guys. At the bottom, or at the top, sorry, just write your name. And then, sorry, don't flip it over yet. Don't flip it over yet, don't flip it over yet. Cover. So later, when you flip it over, write your name, and then if you finish early, I'll tell you what time you finished, just write it next to it, and we'll just, it's just for, it's not really fun, but it's just to see, it's just to assess yourself. Okay. Wait for me, please. Okay, you write your name on the back first while you're waiting for me. Okay, so when I say go, you can flip over and start. Okay, go. Magic. Okay, so broth and diplomacy. You can also change diplomacy, the noun, into an adjective, diplomatic. So it can be like a diplomatic event or a diplomatic relationship, or a diplomat, like a person who. So a diplomat is like a representative of a country. For example, the diplomat of Taiwan, the diplomat of Australia, the diplomat of Spain, the diplomat of America. So diplomat, noun, diplomatic, adjective. I'll just put these on the board. Maybe, oh yeah, good. Maybe the book can be given as a gift, as part of the diplomatic exchange. You know how, like, when diplomats visit other countries, they always like give like when China visits other countries, they always give them a panda, even though the climate might not be suitable. Yeah. Or like sometimes they give like in like political situations they give like different types of gifts. So maybe your culinary book. Oh, okay. I know what you want to say.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so the concept is correct, but I think you can say, so that's why I said you can turn it into an adjective or a noun. So the beef broth which the same as culinary book teaches is delicious. Perhaps it will make, okay, rather than saying perhaps it will make this into diplomatic food. Like diplomatic food means like the food is very polite, like maybe like a very polite pizza or like a polite hot dog. Yeah, so you can say like, perhaps it can be included in the diplomat's menu, like in the diplomat's visiting menu. Yeah, like so he's visiting a country and like there's a special menu prepared for him. Maybe it can be like that. Her skill to cook delicious broth is helpful to the embassy, to the diplomacy, because she's the chef of the embassy. Okay, the two concepts are like separately are good, but her skill to cook delicious broth is helpful to the diplomacy. Oh, because because she works there, therefore it's helpful because she's the chef of the embassy. Okay, yeah, good. The culinary book can teach you how to use broth to make beef noodles. If you got that book by a diplomatic occasion. So what the sentence means is only if you received it through a diplomatic occasion, it will teach you how to make beef noodles. So if you didn't get it through a diplomatic occasion, maybe it will teach you how to make other things. So to make a sentence into what you want to turn it into, the culinary book can teach you how to use. Okay, the culinary book about beef noodles was received through a diplomatic occasion. Yeah, is that what you want to say a bit more? Yeah, so you don't need all of this. Yeah. The culinary book about beef noodle, you can just say about beef broth. Yeah, because the keyword is broth, right? About beef broth, and then the broth in this country is made by a diplomat. in this country, like, but it means like all the broth in this country is made by a diplomat. So can you be more specific with like, it doesn't have to be a country, right? Like grammatically it's correct, just logically it's a bit like yeah. So maybe if you say the broth in this restaurant is made by a diplomat, yeah, then that's more logical. Even though it's unlikely, but it's more logical that like all the broth in this country is made by a diplomat. So I didn't realize that was the diplomat's job.
Country. Oh, wrong.
So is that what that makes a good storybook. Okay. The culinary book about beef broth was gotten from a diplomat. Yes, very good. Alright, okay. So good job. I know that was quite challenging, but it's just to train you guys, to begin to train you guys how to connect different concepts together, as weird as sometimes it may be, but it just helps you remember the reading passage better. So if we go to our article, so we'll put that we'll drop that out the second way. You guys can hold on to the whiteboard first, and we'll just take out our article and just start reading first. So there's the first page and the second page. We've spoken a lot about the vocabulary inside, and today we're finally going to read through it and answer some questions. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes to read through it first, and then we'll summarize it together. Okay, before I continue, because I've seen quite a few of you from other classes, and I know you're still reading. I just noticed that maybe you guys are tired or whatever, but I just think maybe today you guys are a bit more slower to respond to me. Maybe because you're tired, maybe because it's reading. But before I continue, I just want to ask, what other strategies do you guys have for reading, to remember where things are in a reading passage? What strategies do you guys usually have? Or do you just hope you remember? Like, I wish I remember.
Highlight the keyword.
Highlight the keywords, okay? Mm-hmm.
and the grammar.
Highlight the keywords and the grammar. Oh, okay. Why do you need to highlight the grammar?
Maybe it can help us to help us improve the writing skill.
Oh, the writing skill. Okay, but what if it's for a reading? Like if you're trying to, if the whole point of reading through this is trying to remember where things are, how do you strategically put that in your head? How do you strategically remember things?
Yeah, we talk. If we say we start to look at this paragraph like the habitual test. If I'm doing this kind of test and I'm reading, when I'm reading the paragraph, I will start to notice which part of a reading might become a question.
Oh, then how do you decide what might become, like might is like not uncertain, right? So how do you make it certain? How do you make it certain that you can remember that you can know what's important?
Like this part is talk about how the delicate of dumplings, and I will notice on those delicate, and when I'm reading a list, I will think maybe the question will be like, which delegate is not belong to the dumplings?
Okay, alright. Okay, alright, then. Okay, is it too difficult to try and put 2 words in a sentence?
It's okay.
It's okay, so I'll continue this and
Yes.
see how you guys go. And if it really doesn't help you guys, then we'll change the tactic. Yeah, then I just found that it helps for me, and I was like, oh, I think it'll help for you guys as well. But I was like, guys are, is it just because you guys are still reading?
Yes, they
Oh, sorry, okay. I'll slow down. Okay, alright. So paragraph 2 then. So we've already, so diplomacy already links with international. So now, so it's already, like, it's actually already very helpful because we've got dumpling restaurant is like the is the end word of this sentence. So obviously the next paragraph, one of the key words is dumpling restaurant. And so what would be the other one that links into the next paragraph?
Key ingredient.
Key ingredient for what?
International success.
Okay, yeah, keyword is international success, yes. And why? Why? If we look at this paragraph here, the third paragraph, why is international? How does international success link to the third paragraph?
Within the term commitment to survive with children comes from John 6.
Okay, yes. But that's like the fourth paragraph.
Yeah.
So we're still looking at the third in relation to the second.
Maybe they turn the art of making these little dumplings. So it is a key ingredient for international success.
Okay, yes. So how do we grab the keywords and make it into our own sentence so that it's easier to remember? So do you think, even though, okay, so if you read the second paragraph, so even though the last 2 words of the first paragraph of our summary is dumpling restaurant, but if we read paragraph 2, do you think dumpling restaurant is the key word, or is restaurant the key word, or is dumpling the key word? If we look at paragraph 2. Just dumpling, right? Good. Okay, you guys got the hang of this. So we'll just write dumpling first. Dumpling with no context. We'll just write the word down. Dumpling. Okay. And what's the second key? Concept in this paragraph? Paragraph 2. We mentioned it before. Delicate is like, it's a description, but it's not really a key word.
Ingredients.
So delicate and ingredients are all like interesting words, but why doesn't, but it's not the key concept. Like, how do we know what a key concept is? Like, remember, we're trying to make linkages between all the paragraphs. So you have to, so we got dumpling from the first paragraph, that's a linkage. So we have to read the third paragraph and the second paragraph together in order to find out what's the connection, what's the keyword. What are some overlapping themes, overlapping ideas in the second and the third paragraph? What's like the same?
International success.
Yeah, why is, so yes, okay, so paragraph 2 says international success with the last 2 words, but how does that link with paragraph 3?
Cross the United States, Asia, and Australia.
Yes, good. So these are the common themes between these 2 paragraphs. Okay, so dumpling and then international success. Okay, so now we must read the third paragraph in relation to the fourth paragraph to see what the connection is.
commitment.
Good. Why do you think it's commitment?
Because the next paragraph he say customers say consistency is this is his commitment.
Excellent. So I can see that you guys, by reading two paragraphs together at the same time, you guys are starting to be able to find the linkages, like the connections, a lot more easily. Yes, very good. Okay. Because if we can, like I know, like I said earlier, when you have the TOEIC exam, like you can't write anything down, like you can't make notes. But if you can do this often enough, so that you can automatically like see it in your head, then this will help you remember where things are very easily. Okay, so in the third paragraph, so you said commitment, yes, Eva?
Yes.
So commitment would be the first word or the second word?
First,
The first word? Remember, it all links together.
second.
Yes, it's the second word because it's the proper dumpling restaurant. So the keyword dumpling restaurant's dumpling here is national success. And so another way of saying international success is other locations. You see in this paragraph, the last two words, other locations. So other locations also means international success. Okay, and commitment. Okay, now. Alright, so let's read right, yes. So if we skip the read the two customer feedback, read number 4 and number 5 together to see what two keywords, to see how it all links up. Okay, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The other people, so take your time, so check your answers. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 2 minutes and 39 seconds. So it's okay, take your time. Take your time, keep going. Because in TOEIC it's common to finish early and then go back and check your answers. You can use the reading to check your answers. You don't have to remember everything. Because in the TOEIC test you can still refer back to the reading. Sorry. Finished? Oh, you should tell me that. Did you wait earlier? Or did you just finish? Okay, 4 minutes. Oh, okay, 4 minutes. You can record it so you know, like, you can measure yourself. You can. Okay, so everyone's finished? Alright, so on average, most people took around like two, almost 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to finish. That's quite good. Half the amount of time originally expected. So that means if you're doing the work, you have more time to focus on the harder answers. Did anyone see a trend, like a pattern with the way the questions were asked? So, do you guys see in like question 1, 2, and 3? If you could read the article, you can pretty much directly find the answers inside. Yeah. Okay. So I'm modeling this off the TOEIC test. Questions 4 to 6, they are more like if you remember if you remember parts of the article. So questions 1 to 3 is that they are directly from the article. So the keyword, if you find the right keyword, you'll find the right answer. Now, questions 4 to 6 is that just because you...
About some details in the article.
Yes, it's about details in the article, but so is every other question. Well, but what you have to do is, instead of just the keywords from the article, you have to interpret what the keywords are. So it's like interpreting. So questions 1 to 3 is recalling. 4 to 6 is interpreting. So for example, I'm curious, in question number 6, what answer do you guys have? In the article, which continent does not have a Ting-ya restaurant?
No.
Sorry?
Africa.
Yeah, okay, so what does continent mean? Does anyone know what a continent means?
Part of the world, there are 7 parts in the world.
Yes, there are 7 continents in the world, so one of the 7. So you know how in here it says there are 71 restaurants across the United States, Asia, and Australia. So Asia is already there. The United States, so is the American continent, and then Australia is the Oceania continent. So yes, they don't mention Africa. Very good. Okay, now and question 7 to 8 is process of deduction. Like you remember, but you also have to be like, oh, I have to try and remember everything and try and put everything together. So usually the questions in the end are going to be harder. Okay, let's go through it together. So number 1, the recalling questions. So June, what did you put for question number 1? What answer did you have?
B.
A B? Okay, B, polluted. Is Ting-ya a polluted restaurant? Okay, what does polluted mean?
Water pollution.
Water, for example, water pollution. So pollute means something becomes dirty. Okay, so is it a restaurant that's becoming dirty?
No.
Okay. Okay, so George, you want to try again? Okay, so it's not polluted. Well, all these four words are very similar. So number A is populated, B polluted, C popular, D polar.
Oh. Oh, see.
Yes, it's C. Yeah. So like, even though you can find the answer in here directly, but we also have to be very like, our eyesight has to be quite good. Yeah. So C.
You ask the question sample.
Oh, 1 and 7. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, okay. So question 1 is C. Okay, all right. C popular. Did everyone get C? Everyone. Yep. Okay, cool. So number 2. Okay. Andy, what did you put for number 2?
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay, yes. According to the article, people are willing to wait in line for 2 hours. Okay. Eva, what does vocabulary 9, runaway, mean in runaway success?
Sudden.
Yes, sudden success. So why is it not? But why isn't it? So obviously it's not B, athletic. It's not C, fashionable. But why do you think it's A, sudden, and not D, international?
Because runaway means something they success in
A short amount of time.
yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, yes, and just so good because the platform is an international success, but that's not what runaway means. So very good. Okay. Yvonne, what did number 4? What did Ying's family sell before dumplings?
A vegetable oil.
Good. Okay. June, what is a xiaolongbao? A, B, or A, B, C, or D?
D.
D. Okay. Why? Okay, because it's the answer. It's the fullest answer. So it's not obviously it's not A. It's not a vegetable roll. And B. It's not a steamed dumpling only filled with broth, and it's not C only filled with pork. It's filled with both pork and broth. Okay. Eva, what's okay? Or if it was skillers, number 6 is A, Africa. It's the only continent that doesn't have okay. Yvonne, number 7. What is the meaning of put on a map in the subtitle? Taiwan puts Taiwan on the culinary map.
B.
B.
Something more science international.
Oh, put something on the map. You're very close, but it's not B.
D.
D is similar to A. A, Taiwan is put on Google Maps, so yeah, it's not literally. It's a figure of speech. So it's similar to question 3 actually. What does vocabulary 9 runaway mean in runaway success? So just because we know the platform is international, it doesn't mean that just because something's put on the map, it's international. Maybe if I started teaching English here in Dolio, people are like, oh, the famous English teacher. But I'm only famous in Dolio. It doesn't mean I'm famous internationally. Maybe I'm really famous here, if hypothetically. Yeah. So put something on the map does everyone have a different answer? You're at B as well? Okay, what did you put? C. Okay, yes, C is correct. Something or someone becomes famous. But famous is a matter of scale. Yeah, might not be international. Okay. And so these questions of deduction and these questions of like interpreting are the ones that people get incorrect the most easily in the TOEIC tests because it's a matter of technicality. Okay, number 8. June, what did you put? What is not true about the platform's food service? So there are 3 correct statements and 1 incorrect statement. Correct, yes, because it doesn't mention anything about the delivery service in the article. Is there anything written about the delivery service in the article? No? Yeah, because only on YouTube ads, Food Panda, but nothing is mentioned in the article. Yes. Okay, number 9, Eva. What is not true about the Ling Pei brand?
trademark. No. BBB.
Yes, yes. Because did they mention anything about sourcing ingredients?
No.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. So who got all 9 correct? Who got 8 correct? Okay. Who got 7 correct? Okay. Who got above like 6 correct? Is that everyone? How many did you get over 6 correct?
Always.
Over 6. Did everyone get over 6 correct? Okay, alright. It's a good attempt. Alright, so for the last 5 minutes I'm gonna be quiet now, and I'm actually using the simple concept and keywords from this article, Dumpling Diplomacy. I've actually written a new article. It's completely fictional, not true at all. And so that's what makes it even better for testing your understanding. Because maybe the article is easy to interpret because we already know what it is in type 1. But this is completely fictional. Like, I don't even know if anyone knows what this is. So try it, and I'll just. Okay, you guys can read the article first, and then actually I'll give you guys, even though there's only 6 questions, I'll give you guys the same amount of time. I'll give you guys 6 minutes to complete this, including the reading, and see how long it takes you guys to complete this. Okay. So I'll start the timing from now. Oh, and sorry to interrupt, but like a thing you can do is sometimes you can read the questions first and then read the article so that you know what answers you're looking for. That's also another strategy. currently at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. We've got approximately 2 minutes left. Okay, reaching 5 minutes, 1 minute left.
Do I have to tell you?
Have you finished?
Finished?
Yeah, if you finish,
I
tell me.
already finished.
Okay, 5 minutes. All of them?
For a moment.
Huh?
I finished.
Oh,
Forgot to tell you. Sorry.
okay. Oh, have you finished? Okay, 5 minutes and 43 seconds, so 15 more seconds to go. Okay, 6 minutes, time's up. It's okay if you haven't finished. Who was able to complete at least 4 questions? 4 questions, at least 4 questions. Who has everyone completely finished or not yet?
It's finished.
Oh, finished, okay. Okay, everyone finished? Come on, you guys are better at switching than this. We're better at switching lesson. Okay, who is finished? Put your hand up. Okay, who hasn't, who didn't get the opportunity to finish it? It's okay if you haven't, like, TOEIC is not supposed to be easy on the first go. Okay, alright, you didn't get to finish it, that's fine, okay. So, you guys realize that this is, you can, after reading it, you know it's a fictional article, right? It's completely, like, not true. Yeah, it's like, I just made it up. Okay, so, let's go through the answers together. Actually, while you guys are reading it, did you guys have time to make images like this? Did you guys have time to, you didn't have time to think about it? Okay, well at least you're honest. Okay, so, okay, let's go through the answers first and then we'll see what strategies suit you better. Okay, number 1, what donut flavor is mentioned in the article? Okay, let's just do this quickly. So, C, okay. I'm just going to call a name and you just tell me what answer you got, okay? Okay, number 2, based on the article in line 4, what does selling like hotcakes mean? Andy?
A.
Okay, A, popular, yes. Okay, Yvonne, what do critics think about Dodo Donuts?
B.
Sorry?
B.
B, it's actually the opposite because critics, here in the last paragraph, critics are also cynical. Cynical means like not positive. Critics are also cynical about the future of Dodo Donuts, since the current boost, so only currently, is due to COVID-19. Therefore, it is A. Critics think Dodo Donuts will not be popular after COVID-19 is over. Okay. Number 4, Joan, what is unique about the donuts of Dodo Donuts? Or what is special about them? Yes, they have a message on the top. Very good. Okay. Eva, what is not true about Dodo Donuts?
2.
Yes, that's correct. How many countries have they been sent across?
15.
Yeah, 15, not 16. Very good. Okay. Andy, what is true about the popularity of Dodo Donuts?
D.
Sorry?
D.
D. Okay. They are frequently posted on social media, and where did you find the answer to that? Which paragraph? What paragraph? What's the keyword? Yes, okay. Students like sending and receiving donor messages to each other so much, they always post pictures of the Carolinas on social media. Yes, very good. Okay. So to wrap things up, I just want to have a quick discussion about who found number 1, like the first reading easy, donut diplomacy. who found the first comprehension activity easy? Come on, I need to see hands
Easier
and the
than
camera needs to
Yeah, it's easier than.
this one. Okay, because we've also done a lot of exercises about the article previously. Yes, okay. What was difficult about the second one?
The number one isn't as the first.
Yes. Usually like in the talk as well, like they don't ask questions according to the order of the article. Yes, so that's why we did this activity about like linking. And I know it's like difficult to remember it the first time. Like I know you guys when you got the article just like, okay, this is really like no time to do this. But if you have time to slowly do this at home, it's like the same as running. Even though at the start you can't run quickly, but if you just keep practicing, eventually you build up the stamina. So same with reading as well. In the second article, what sort of strategies did you use? Because obviously you did not use that. What strategies did you use in the second article? Can we just share one tip each with each other?
Just read.
Sorry?
Just read.
Just read. just go. Okay. All right. Andy, what strategy did you use?
Just reading.
Just read. Okay.
Just
all right.
read.
Just read the word. Okay. All right. Yvonne, what did you? How did you try and remember where things were?
Read first, and after I see the question and to find the.
So you mean you quickly skimmed the article first, and then you went to read the questions, and then you found the answer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And how did you? What was your strategy?
Read the question and back to.
Oh, so the first thing you did was read the questions and then flip. Okay, all right. Wow, well that seems like all right, but at least you guys are honest. And I know that like it's not like although our session today is about reading, like I know it's not easy to like develop all the skills in one lesson. So this is just to teach you like a method. And then you just you can try it if you try it more times at home, maybe one day it'll work better. But if you found that this method doesn't work for you, that's fine. The aim about reading is to see it is to make connections, it's to make linkages across all the paragraphs, but it might not be this particular activity. This is only one way. Okay, so hopefully you guys have understood a bit more about what's required of the TOEIC exam method today. And I'll just finish the class here. So good evening, everyone.
Good evening.